Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In today's video, as you can see, we are on Spirit Hunters Infinite Horde. The game has been out for over a year now. It was released last year, May 2022, and to celebrate it coming out of early access on the 20th of June, we are doing a giveaway on Twitter for it. So make sure you do click on my Twitter. It is down in the description for everyone, and everything about the giveaway will be there for you. So if you don't own the game, or even if you want to try and win it for a friend or anything like that, make sure to hit the Twitter page or hit my Twitter up so you can see how to enter the giveaway from there. Now, the first things first that they've added is this little bit of tutorial that shows you how everything in the game works, including the XP bar, the new enemy hero, the hero abilities and things like that, how to build your abilities and everything like that. But we're not too worried about the tutorial. We have about 14 hours in the game since I downloaded it again, and we actually started from scratch. For some reason, my old save file, I think I deleted it accidentally, so I kind of had to just download everything. So first things first is some of the nodes on the skill tree. You will have to do challenges. The challenges can be found in the ledger, and you click on the specific character and then you can click on their challenges to do them. They've got specific weapons that you need to use, and then specific upgrades you need to take, and levels as well as pets to use to beat the challenge and the map. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing with some of my favorite my favorite character, who's Vivian. We've also got special abilities for all of the characters, or ultimate abilities, and they all have different requirements on how to get them, or and then when to use them and what they do. So for example, Conrad over here creates shields that makes enemies get knocked back, and you heal for every single enemy hit in the AoE. So very nice for healing, very tanky character. Vivian shoots a Kamehameha beam at all of the enemies. I do think she is invulnerable while she's doing it, but I've never really had anything live long enough to see whether or not I'll take damage. This dude does poison damage, so very good with all the poison weapons. He also increases all of your poison damage. But anyway, I like Vivian. She creates these orbs around you. She gathers all the souls, which then increase the amount of damage. And also, at the very end of the vortex, all the souls get sucked into you. It's kind of like a magnet or something to that effect. Anyway, we're going to be starting with our ninjas. They get Ricochet and Star Shot. I really like the Ricochet Star Shots, just to help it get to absolutely every character on the screen. And then we're going to grab ourselves Jin, Cleave, as well as maybe the Shock Bolt. But the main ones are going to be Shuriken, Cleave, and Jin. So let's get straight into it. We will be playing on the Lunar Cavern, and let's get into it. Lunar Cavern is one of the best maps in the game when you want to farm currencies. As you'll see now, you can see we already have 3 nodes immediately over here for our for one of the currencies in the game. This one is used for upgrades and things like that. It's normally for specific upgrades or mods upgrades and things like that. So we will have a look at that. We got to go and try and get our Cleave and Jin, so we will reroll once over there. When you do start the game, you're not going to have that goal to restart like I did, to reroll. This does come with upgrades to the tree, so do keep that in mind, that I have a lot of my tree already upgraded, and you will obviously not be having all these. You will not have all of these upgrades or locations unlocked for the first time when playing the game. I think over here we could take Magic Mine, but we won't. I'm going to go for the Shocking Bolt. I really do like the skill quite a lot, so we're going to grab that as well. Now, for every single skill, the most important stat, except for Shuriken, which it doesn't show up on, is going to be cooldown. Now, we are going to grab damage, cooldown, and then amount on a lot of them. So that will be every time you see decreased cooldown, you will see that is what I will be picking up. Obviously, there will be times where I grab, like if I get the ninja, the shuriken, we will be looking at damage and then as well as the amount. So every time you level up a weapon, you do land up increasing its level. The weapon can only get to level 25, but once you do reach a certain level, you are able to increase or get a mod for those levels. So over here, most of them you can see are level 10, and then you got level 8 over here for Jin, 10 and 15 for the Shuriken, 16 again for the Jin, 10 and 10 for the Cleave, and then 10 and 18 for our Shock Bolt. So let's just keep going, and we will have a look at all of those evolutions. We might not be able to show them all today, but we're definitely going to be able to show the Shuriken one, because hopefully I will be focusing on that as much as possible. But now you can see these enemies over here, the ones that have the weird borders around them, those are what we call elite monsters, and they are the ones that you want to kill for a good amount of loot. They are also difficult enemies to necessarily kill, so you do have to just be careful. Again, you're not going to have this map available to you from the very beginning, so you don't necessarily have to worry about it being so tough. I do know the very first game that you play, you should be able to beat it the very first time you load into it. I did with absolutely no upgrades in any tree, so you know, if I can do it, anyone can. But this is her ultimate ability. You can push spacebar or right click to activate it, and as you can see, it creates a vortex with all of the XP around us, and it does collect all the XP afterwards once it is finished. So there you go, we picked up all of that XP, and that's going to allow us to level up a bit more as well. So for our Cleave, we don't actually want more slashes, and the reason for that is because of its ascension, but we will get into that once we get to the actual ascension of this Cleave. So we are going to focus on damage for it, and then also maybe crit, which is also very good on nearly every single weapon. So very, very good over there. Trying to, you know, stay alive over here and not die to these guys. But luckily we do have ourselves these chests, and these chests do drop a lot of HP as well, so we are able to kind of get our life back over there. Grab some more cooldown over here for our shocks, and then just move around so we don't get hit there for free, and just keep working on it. Now the way that her ultimate works, or special ability, I'll just call it ultimate for the sake of being on the same page over here, but the way that the ultimate works is every time you pick up XP, it fills up the gorge, and then after you've picked up a certain amount, you are able to use it. Right now we are trying to just survive over here. We're going to unlock the Val Aura for our Jin, so as you can see now, he does spin around with this aura around him, and that does damage as well. So while he's spinning around, hitting things already with his auto attacks, he will be dealing damage to them as well. So very, very cool. We're going to increase the damage on our shurikens, and now we can just sit here and try and get these you know, chests and things open. So cooldown reduction on the thunder, perfect. Cooldown number, and then damages. Even damage isn't necessarily that good on that, because we're not necessarily looking to deal damage with it. It's just really good because it shocks enemies, and shocked enemies just stand still. So that's why you don't necessarily need a lot of damage on Shock Bolt, but the cooldown, attack range, and the amount of attacks is what you're looking for on it. That's just my personal way of playing with it. So not really worried about damage, but we can grab +1, so now we hit 5 enemies every 0.34 seconds, and again it's just very good for defenses, so that we don't have to worry about being hit by enemies too much, because they're just not going to move. And then all of our other skills like our shurikens, the cleave, and the Jin are going to kill everything for us. So there's our star shot on shuriken. We did get to level 10, fantastic. And now every single upgrade to the star shot as well, if we do pick them up, is going to apply to our shuriken level as well. So you do have to just be careful about that. You do need to just be wary that, you know, if you do increase the damage of like, or a star shot, if there are any upgrades for that, it is going to count towards the upgrades of your shuriken as well. Alright, so we don't want slash numbers. We're going to go for damage for Jin, because that's going to just increase his fireball damage. So that's a really nice little damage upgrade over there from him. So we'll keep that going. We need to just time this so we can get in between over here. That's fantastic. decrease his cooldown rate. Now he's attacking even faster, and we just want to get a bit more damage in there for him. We are still looking. There are shops. Ooh, we did find one. That is fantastic. We did just walk into that. That's not fantastic. But here's a shop. What the shop offers you is pets. So we're going to grab the slather because that gives us more upgrades. So base damage is better. Our mining speed, which is great to have here. And we can actually, I think, buy everything in the shop. And then if you do buy everything, it automatically kicks you out of the shop. But we do have more cooldown going over here for Jin. That's fantastic. And then we're going to start looking at getting some damage upgrades for him, because I don't think he is doing enough damage, not as much as we would like. If this was hard, we would probably be dead by now. So really got to work on the damage for Jin, and then work on some of the other things as well. But now we've got some good mining speed as well, because we did get the pet that increases our mining speed. So that's fantastic. All of the stuff that we are picking up is used in the game, either by the shop or, you know, when we are in the character skill tree to upgrade things. So it's definitely worth grabbing absolutely everything. Alright, more cooldown for the Jin. I don't know if that's really necessary, but we're grabbing it. Cooldown is cooldown. I think it's always necessary, and it's always going to be good. Even though I just said I don't think it's necessary, it is definitely necessary. We're going to just pop our ultimate over here just so we can get rid of all these ranged creatures. And because they're kind of bugging me, I keep getting hit by them. And we also got a money bug over there, which we can then land up killing. So that's fantastic. Increase the number +1 on our shadow thingy. Shock bolt, shadow thingy. It's not even a shadow anything, it's a shock bolt. We do get a pet cage over here, so we get a free pet upgrade. We are going to be looking at some blue souls. So now we get 10% increased XP, so that is really good. Increase the damage of our shurikens, and we hopefully got to get ourselves to +15, which we are. So now there's a chance for Ricochet to show up in the shop or in the level up. So once we get Ricochet, we are going to be in a much better spot, because we will be ricocheting our attacks against everything in the game, and that's going to make it so that obviously we're doing a lot more damage, because, well, you know, the more things you hit, the better. There's another pet cage, so that's going to be very good for us. A bossed or an elite, I think they do call them bosses in this game, so, or mini bosses in this case. So there is a mini boss over there, which is fantastic. He's shooting records at us, which isn't fantastic. We do just have to kill him. Nice, quick, easy kill over there. Again, shurikens are doing quite a lot of damage. It does look like there was a second one that spawned, which is perfectly fine. Actually, there were 3 of them that were spawned, and that is perfect as well. So over here, we're going to increase the crit chance of slash, and hopefully we can get ourselves our ricochet anytime soon that the game decides that it likes us and wants to give us the ricochet. That's going to put us in a fantastic spot. But like I mentioned, this is one of the best areas to farm things. So we are going to, what do we need? Crystals or ruins? I think we go for crystals. They are more valuable and harder to come by. So we will make sure we double the crystal values of everything. And there's our ricochet. Perfect. Now it bounces. And now we also get upgrade chances that will allow us to bounce more times. But we are gonna see if we can maybe get some more upgrades or evolutions. We'll call them evolutions for our weapons. Oh, mods is what they're called, not evolutions in this game. So we're gonna look if we can get some more mods for our Jin, as well as for our other weapons, like maybe our cleave, and then for I don't know, what else do we have? I don't think anything else will really work for us. We're not gonna have enough time to do our shock shock bolts, so we're not going to worry too much about that. We will just focus on the cleave, shuriken, and Jin. That's just going to be a much better option for us. And then obviously working on other things as well. Again, we're just working on the amount of shurikens we get, and then the amount of damage they do. Alright, number of shurikens, let's just keep going. Stand in 2 circles, they do overlap, and we're already in 8 minutes of the run. A very quick, very simple map, and just fantastic again for that farming currency. A very good map to showcase different builds and things like that, because it does allow you to have just quick games going forward. But if you do want to see like absolutely insane builds where you play with like 8 modded weapons, when I say 8 modded, I mean the 4 weapons and all of them modded twice, and then we will have to play on brutal or on hard, where you do land up having these harder, longer games where you get a lot more creatures, so therefore you get more XP over time. So if that's something we did want to do, then that would be what we're going for, and we can just push spacebar, buy absolutely everything from the shop, and we are in a fantastic spot over here. We do just want to kind of dodge all of these attacks. There's a free pet upgrade as well over here, which is fantastic, and let's keep going, just dodge all that. Perfect. Free chest. We got a rank 5 base damage slather, which is fantastic, so we're dealing even more damage. And we can go another ricochet over there, so perfect. So now it ricochets even more times, so we got even better clear speed, and we can now just keep going from there. So now we can increase the crit as well. We should get the pet that gives us crit, and we can even just tank a little bit of that over there. So 15 upgrades for shurikens. We've only got 2 more upgrades to go. I'm going to put them into damage instead this time. I think we do have quite a lot of shurikens. Also, the amount of crit that we have substantiates getting a lot more damage now for the run. But it is kind of at the end of it. Unfortunately, we didn't get enough levels into cleave to level it up all the way. But like because it is a 10-minute run, what happens is once you do reach the 10-minute time limit, there is a final boss fight. As you can see at the bottom over there, we've got another elite fight and then the final boss fight, and from all of that you kind of get where this is going. So it's all wash and repeat, and you just level up your skill tree, you level up your meta progression, and you keep going until you're able to get into hardcore and or beat the brutal modes and get your tree fully invested. I am very excited to see where this game goes forward from here, because like I did mention, it will be out in early access, and we just got to support them and see where the devs lead with this from here. So it's really going to be exciting. Again, not the only game that has come out of early access, but here we go. Final boss fight. Where are you? There it is, and he's got a whole whack of summons that he's got around him, which is fine. We're going to use this, our little ultimate. That's going to just give us that little bit of extra damage to do to him, and if we just run around, we actually pick up even more of them, and that's going to allow us to deal a lot of damage to him without worrying about taking too much damage from him. But now, as you can see, pretty easy fight, not much to worry about on hard mode. I mean on easy mode. It would be a lot more difficult on hard mode. But there you go. He should be dead very soon if he decides to actually take damage from us. Maybe we've bugged him out. I don't know what's going on right now, but he ain't taking damage from us, so that's very interesting. I guess we'll just farm for a couple of seconds more. Oh, maybe we have to damage those things to be able to hit him. So let's kill that thing. There we go. Ah, yes. Okay, good thing I have a brain. So we had to kill all of those minions in order to kill him. And then everything that we've left on the floor lands up getting sucked in anyways to our character. So if you don't pick up all of the crystals and the runes, you still get them all. And then because each mission gives you different times, so over here, we get 2.5 times the base. So we picked up 1,000, we land up getting 2,600, and we picked up 1,000, we get 5,000 because of that. Shows you all the bosses you killed, the final boss, your pet levels, and the amount of damage you dealt. Shurikens dealing nearly 1 million damage over there. So really cool game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. Don't forget to check out the giveaway on Twitter, and always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.